Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
West Fargo is looking long-term with its school facilities, and tonight a major decision was made about the future of a proposed hockey facility. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Mike has the evening off. The West Fargo School District continues to take on high enrollment numbers. The Community Task Force met tonight to talk about a number of problems they're having to tackle with the high number of students expected to enroll within the next 10 years or so. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood was at tonight's meeting and has updates on all of this. Christine?
Stephanie, this was the 5th meeting that the task force met to discuss what will be sent to the school board on the growing number of students enrolled in the district. The 40-person group is made up of teachers, principals, parents, and community members. Tonight, they decided to move up to the building of an estimated $16.5 million hockey facility within 2 years, to 2016 instead of 2018. This change allows for a faster decision to be made for the students who are currently beginning hockey practice. With more than 600 kids in the program, they say a new facility is needed in order to house the growing number. Superintendent Dr. David Flower says he believes overall this task force has zeroed in on what's best for the district's future.
Because by that point in the meeting, we'll have a long wish list that is somewhere in the neighborhood of $190 million. And most of that is material that you've reached consensus is appropriate and that the district needs, but we probably don't need it all at the same time.
Also, the committee strongly agreed with planning to build a 50-meter pool that would be able to host 2 or more high school swim programs, but no decision was made on that tonight. Stephanie?
All right, Christine, thank you. Now it is up to the West Fargo School Board on Monday night to decide whether or not they will accept the task force decision. If the school board rejects the suggestions, then they will move it to a public vote. Write an essay, pay $125 and you could win a farmstead. Now, this was a contest put together by Colfax, North Dakota family, but actually it was breaking the law. As Valley News Team's Macy Enger explains, the family's working around this headache to make their idea possible.
Come on, chickies! We have chickens, ducks, turkeys. We have baby ducks, pigs.
The Bevries gave up city life to farm this piece of land, owned by their family for more than 130 years.
It's nice to look outside and wake up and have coffee and the roosters are crowing, and it's just nice.
The family has lived here 3 years, but it wasn't until they saw a couple in Maine offer up their bed and breakfast through a contest that they thought about doing the same.
We never do anything else the way that other people do it, so why not?
They created the Colfax Essay Contest. All you had to do was write an essay, pay $125, and the winner got the farmstead.
We had done everything the way we were supposed to do it, and you know, other people do it, so it seemed right.
We determined that this contest was in violation of North Dakota law. Under North Dakota law, you cannot charge any fees to enter in a contest. It has to be free.
To make the contest possible, Bevry set up an Indiegogo account. If $625,000 is raised in 60 days, the essay contest is back on, without the fee attached.
None of these guys or any of the other animals on the farm will be included in the contest, but the family hopes the extra $25,000 will give the new owners a start at building their own farm.
If enough people think it's a good idea, then it'll be a thing, and if they don't, then it won't be.
Bevry says the family is happy to stay.
I definitely wouldn't have started it had I known what I know now, but I did. And so we're just going to do it, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, you know, it doesn't.
She says they just wanted to give someone else a chance to experience what they have. In Colfax, Macy Enger, Valley News Live.
The family says that the house was originally valued at $150,000. Since then, they say they've made several renovations to the home. If the contest gets enough support, the family would keep about $300,000 to pay off the farm's mortgage and move. If you'd like to learn more information about the contest and what's involved, we've attached a link on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. A frightening day at a movie theater in Tennessee today. We now know the identity of the suspect behind yet another movie theater shooting after opening fire on a police officer at a Carmike movie theater in Antioch, Tennessee. Nashville police say that Vincent Montano entered the theater during an afternoon showing of Mad Max Fury Road, armed with an airsoft gun, a hatchet, and pepper spray. Police responded quickly, traded gunshots with Montano, and he was eventually killed by police. We talked to some locals tonight to get their thoughts on if something like this would ever happen in our community.
I mean, it can happen anywhere. I just feel like Fargo's not really the place for it.
I thought it was pretty sketchy, like that stuff usually doesn't happen, but if you were in that situation, you'd be freaking out pretty bad, and hearing about it's kind of scary as well.
I feel that's a problem and that we should really do something to fix it, but I'm also not entirely sure what we would do.
Well, here I don't worry about it here. I mean, don't nothing happen here. Yeah. You know, but I mean, I know there's a possibility of things happening here, but I don't worry about it.
In today's shooting, one moviegoer was wounded by the hatchet and 3 others suffered irritation from pepper spray. The North Dakota Highway Patrol has released the name of a woman who was killed in a car crash near Valley City yesterday. 61-year-old Cynthia Elhard from Gackle, North Dakota, died from her injuries. Officers say Elhard was driving a pickup hauling a camper trailer when she lost control, swerved, and rolled the vehicle. The trailer came detached from the truck, but both landed in the median. 49-year-old Shonda Henry from Streator, North Dakota, was riding in the truck and was treated for her injuries and released from Mercy Hospital. It's a reunion nearly 50 years in the making. A Vietnam veteran reunites with the car he bought the night before deployment. Don Homuth sold the 1966 Corvair convertible, then had to move to Oregon. But he always wondered what happened to his old car. Vern Sunbaum found the old convertible in a farmer's field some 30-odd years ago and tinkered with it for decades. About a year ago, Homuth put the call out online asking anyone if they had any information about what happened to the Corvair. Sunbaum just happened to stumble across the post online, and call it a miracle or call it fate, the two met up today.
Absolutely unbelievable.
I mean, you got to be feeling like a kid in a candy store.
I'm 24 years old. I won't be 24 years old for long, but I'm 24 years old at the moment, and it's like, wow.
Homuth already has the Corvair entered into a car show. A local Fargo man's encouraging people to submit ideas for a city flag. 19-year-old Jackson Riddle says he got the idea after listening to a podcast about the best and the worst city flags. He then learned Fargo did have a flag and planned to change that. Did not rather have a flag and planned to change that. Riddle went to the city and got the okay and to have a contest that allows residents to design and vote on a city flag.
I think that right now in like 2015 and moving forward, this is when Fargo becomes who we are. And I think that that flag will be a symbol of who we are.
To find out how to create your own flag, click on this story on valleynewslive.com. Don't wait too long, though. Submissions are due by August 23rd. City Commissioner Melissa Sobolik says all the commissioners support the idea, but right now there's no guarantee a flag will be chosen because they're still very early on in the process. Dozens of people turned out to the 3rd annual 5K fun run at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church in Moorhead tonight. Runners and walkers were all welcome back to the church with cold water, popcorn, and root beer floats. And the entire event was accompanied with live music by the Good Shepherd Worship Band. The entry fees are being donated to the Backpack Buddies program, which makes sure children in the community get their nutritional needs met so they can be successful in the upcoming school year. If you didn't make it out tonight, but you still want to donate, you can. We have information for the Backpack Buddies program under the hot button on valleynewslive.com.